Hi, my name's Ty Hansen, and I'm the creator and writer behind Millennium Exile. Initially, I created Millennium Exile back in 2008, 2009, when I was studying animation and graphic design in university. It was a character design assignment, and I fell in love with the character Vincent so much, and the backstory that I'd written for him, that I decided to expand upon that. At its core, Millennium Exile is a story of conflict between two main powers. The first is Nexus, a shadow syndicate bent on manipulating, corrupting, and governing all of the world's powers. Nexus is run by Zarus, a demonic entity from a race known as the Fallen. He possesses the body of a small child and then creates his own seemingly immortal demon named Malik, who he then bestows all of his destructive capabilities and places him at the head of the Nexus Empire. The second group in our story is Grave, made up of our team of heroes. Grave's a clandestine anti-terrorist organisation whose sole purpose is the eradication of Nexus. It's run by Van Kisaragi, a man with no certifiable identity and a mysterious past. He leads two subdivisions of elite counter-terrorist soldiers, the Reapers and the Undertakers. Although these two main groups are the primary focus within the story, the Millennium Exile plot expands even further, introducing the Lineage Clan, a sect of secret vampires, to a group of cybernetically enhanced assassins that hunt them down, known as Hate. As a whole, the story incorporates many different elements, from dragons to mythical creatures and giant mecha. Millennium Exile is a fantasy adventure story, with all the tropes that you can expect to find from that of a shonen battle anime. Millennium Exile takes place on a planet known as Reiner, a world filled with magic, wonder, and untold lore. Thousands of years ago, all humans possessed magic. During this time, Celestials and the Fallen waged war against each other for territory and power, which tore the planet apart. In order to avoid humanity's extinction at that time, the 8 most powerful mages harnessed their immense magical abilities and created 7 great armies of superhuman soldiers known as Meisters. These Meister armies each possessed powers and abilities that are defined through their 7 classes: Lancer, Psychic, Axer, Projectile, Mage, Blader, and Melee. Each Meister is able to summon a weapon in line with their class, which is a manifestation of their soul. Leading each Meister army was a single soldier known as a Lord. Their powers at the absolute pinnacle stood above all other Meisters and possessed even greater weapons with immense powers known as Grails. The 8th Mage, however, rather than creating an army of his own, decided instead to create a singular soldier of untold ability and power. Through dabbling in the dark arts, he experimented with the blood of a Fallen and created a destructive and sentient life form known as the Wrath. The Wrath was then placed within the body of the first Lord of the Melee class. However, when it was harnessed in battle, it went berserk and almost wiped out the entire planet. This cataclysmic event would be later known as the Sable Fall, after which all humanity was stripped of their birth-given ability to cast magics. However, Meisters still existed through a hereditary gene. Since the Sable Fall, neither the Wrath or a Lord of the Melee class has been recorded throughout history. 1,000 years since the events of the Sable Fall, and we're introduced to our main character of the story, Vincent Klein. Vincent lives in the Ryuga ghettos, a small, poverty-stricken village. He was orphaned as a child and has lived in the ghettos his entire life. However, at a very young age, he began demonstrating heightened levels of super strength, stamina, and agility, thus confirming him as a Meister and placing him firmly within the Melee class. One day, a stranger named Zero enters the ghettos and requests to test Vincent's capabilities. Through a demonstration of his own overwhelming power, Zero explains to Vincent that they suspect him to be the first Melee Lord in over 1,000 years of recorded history, and that if true, his powers could not just help the village, but the entire world. As Vincent joins the ranks of Grave, situations become much more complicated when the Wrath awakens from its 1,000-year slumber and enters into Vincent's body. Not only does Vincent now have to come to terms with his power and responsibility as the Lord of the Melee class, But he now hosts the very power that once threatened the entire planet 1,000 years ago and is thrown headfirst into a world that he never knew existed. Right now, I'm in the process of creating an art book that's going to be filled with detailed information about the world, the characters, and the lore of the Millennium Exile story that's not yet been released to the internet. Along with this art book, I'm also planning to release a demo reel, which is going to be filled with images, music, and will be professionally dubbed by real voice actors. The end goal for this is to serve as something of a pilot trailer for studio pitching. My dream is to break down the borders and boundaries between our countries. Even though Millennium Exile was originally conceived in the West, I want to make authentic anime by utilising the experience and vast expertise of the seasoned professionals within the anime industry today. I have a great respect for the anime art form, and I have no intentions of taking away what makes it so unique, but I firmly believe that a good story can come from anywhere in the world. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I really hope you found it entertaining and informative. If you're interested, please consider following the Millennium Exile project and my progress in making my dream a reality through the various links on the different social media platforms down below. Thanks.